All right, hello YouTube, hello world, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. My name's John. I'm not a YouTuber, not a content creator. You can probably tell that already within the first few seconds. And if not, if you stick around and watch the whole video, I'm sure you'll be able to tell before it's over. So, this is my story. I want to share with you some things I've learned on my journey of how to code, mistakes I've made, things I would recommend, um, my progress, and some other things. So before that, though, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I ran a successful personal training business for the past 6 years. It was my own brick and mortar building. I did very well. I think I just got burned out. Uh, if you've ever experienced like real burnout, it's not pleasant. So, yeah, not fun. Took some time to really think about, I think, my life and what I wanted to do. Um, so looked into some IT stuff and eventually found my way to uh, coding. Why coding? Well, I actually started learning some cloud, AWS services, some Azure, things like that. Wasn't really liking it. Took a few tests in there, got an entry certification. Just wasn't really feeling it. Took the solutions architect exam. Missed it by a few points. It wasn't much, but I think I just was looking for something else. So coding was always kind of in the background, in the back of my mind, but I never really looked into it. So I started to, and here I am, about maybe 6 months later. So I started about 6 months ago. Yeah, let's start with a couple of misconceptions about coding. This is just my experience. I'm no expert. Uh, I'm sure there will be those out there who agree or disagree, probably more disagree. So, full disclaimer, no expert here. But what it is, you know, you're creating things. You're writing code on the computer. If you don't know what code is, it's kind of like a way. It's like a language that the computer understands. So you're speaking to the computer in a sense, and what you put in is what you're going to put out. So take some time to learn. It's it's creative, but it can also be very repetitive. So uh, be warned. Which leads me to the next kind of point here. What it is not. So there's tons of videos on YouTube, tons of content out there, especially in this day and age. It's not necessarily this awesome, sexy thing where you just you're surrounded by super cool, high techy stuff all the time, and it's like the Matrix or something. It's not really like that. In fact, you know, it can be a little lonely, perhaps, for lack of a better word. So uh, be aware of that. I know a lot of videos are out there that think that kind of tell you that coding is so awesome and so techie, especially with the AI and everything. It's I would not really describe it that way. I would say it's fun. It is fun. It's creative. It can be, but it's also it is work. You are using a lot of brain power and physical power for that matter. You'd be surprised. You know, stretching is very important. I would say taking breaks. But how I learn, well, first let's say how to learn. I would say there's tons of content out there. Again, tons. So I would say there's more bad stuff than there is good stuff, in the sense of everybody wants to sell you their courses, all that good stuff, which is fine. But I will tell you, you can learn all of this completely free. I've yet to see a paid course that is just really convincing. And I've actually paid for some courses, looked at it for a couple minutes, a couple more weeks, et cetera. And there's really no secret key. There's no hack. There's no special way to learn. I would say learn the fundamentals. Free Code Camp, I would recommend, which is what I did, and then branch off from there. You really want to start try and start making your own projects as soon as possible, and that's what I did, and that's how I am learning. Uh, you have to be very careful with this tutorial hell that you may or may not have read about. It's very important. Do not get stuck in tutorial hell. I like to kind of learn the basics of things, and then as soon as I can, I start building. Start little things, just some kind of project, just all the time, just working on something. It's definitely the best way to learn. So that is what I would recommend that you do. Um, be careful with the tutorial hell. Again, you don't have to go out and buy a bunch of courses. I would not recommend that. Free Code Camp, take your time with Free Code Camp. Don't just rush through it, and do that uh, to start with, especially. My plan moving forward, well, I've been learning um, the first really, I guess, the pillars, I guess you could say, HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. The latter of which I would probably spend more time learning, and I'm still learning JavaScript. I think that's important to note. It's like a foreign language. You don't just say, "Yeah, I learned French, so now I'm perfect in French." You're always learning, and I think that's important to realize about coding. It's a continual process. You're always learning, so don't just think you've learned everything about HTML. I'm still learning things about HTML, and that was 6 months ago. I started HTML, so be careful with that. But yes, I'm gonna start building more projects. I'll probably link my GitHub. You'll see some stuff on there that's good. You'll see some stuff on there that's not good. I'm perfectly okay with that, and I'm perfectly okay with posting that because I think it shows people that I'm learning and that I'm making mistakes, but perhaps most importantly, I'm advancing. At least I'd like to think so. So, uh, but yes, build more projects. That's going to be my plan. I hope to start applying to a few positions, probably the next couple of months. But again, I'm going to continue to learn more after that. I'm currently working really hard on React. It's interesting. I enjoy it. It's a little bit more of a learning curve there, but again, I'm enjoying it. So that's the most important thing I think is that you're enjoying it, that you're enjoying what you're doing and your life. So some things I've learned, just to kind of rehash on that. Breaks are important. Coding, I feel like it can kind of make you go a little crazy. I feel like coding can burn you out as well. So take breaks. I like exercise, of course. Walking, get some sun, whatever. Um, for those out there that are new or that want to ask questions, which you can down below if you like, I would say do the free code camp. Um, Even if it's some basic stuff after free code camp, build something on your own. It's important to actually write code to learn how to code. Don't just watch videos. Don't watch, you can spend hours watching videos. Don't get stuck watching 12, 13 hour long, 12, 13 hour tutorials, excuse me. Uh, get your hands on the keyboard, start writing code. So moving forward, I think that's the most important thing. If you want to learn how to code, write code. Learn your fundamentals, and then build some stuff. So I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it wasn't too long. Sorry for the poor content. Well, hopefully it's good content. Sorry for the poor quality in the video, perhaps. Um, but I hope you enjoyed it. And again, I think this is another good way for me to document my journey. I should have done this probably about 6 months ago when I started, but here we are. So ask away. I'll try and do my best. And happy coding to you all.